Yeah, like the mark of the beast here. No one could ever break that down in the book of Revelation. But now this technology is caught up with it. Computers and this technology is caught up with where you can see this stuff for yourself, and now you know what it is, literally. Like computer field. That's that time. The Lord's about to come back. You know, so we got to come out here and do this job that we were sent out here to do. We're called to do what we're chosen for salvation.
You guys have a card or website?
Yeah, the website is
we're mainly on YouTube.
Yeah.
We're mainly on YouTube. Type in Israelites, Great Millstone Israelites, GMS Israelites. We all over the place, man. We just one branch in Las Vegas, but there's many groups like we're all over the world. So you look curious. You got some questions. That's kind of on you right now, because I saw you was kind of pacing like you had a lot to say, man.
I was thinking about it a lot.
I was thinking about it a lot. So, if you got questions concerning, what days we living in according to prophecy, the Lord, He's using us to bring His word out and bring understanding to what the scriptures say in the Bible about what we're going through in these last days. So, if you got any question, ask them.
I'm gonna ask you a couple questions. Your father line, do you see your father line on that side? On the right side of the sign?
No, I don't.
Okay. Where were your forefathers from?
Poland and Ireland.
Okay. On your father's side?
Yes.
Okay, so there's a time period called the Dark Ages. And like the scripture will tell you, somebody get that one in matter of fact, get the one in is that 1 Peter? Is that the one scattered? James.
And 1 Peter.
Yeah, it's in 1 Peter. The one in James is the one I want. Where everybody, all these people were scattered amongst every people. So there's gonna be these, what they're called today. But these people in particular, they're gonna look like Chinese. They're gonna look like they're Caucasian. They're gonna look like they're East Indian, like they're Arab. They're gonna look like all different types of people. Because the seed was mingled and spread all and scattered throughout the earth. That was the curse that the Heavenly Father gave us. So those people didn't know to keep the customs because they were used to being raised in the ways in the lands that they were living in. But with the new covenant, they're gonna come back and be with the whole nation again and be blessed from the Heavenly Father again. They still apply the blessings that the Heavenly Father gave this nation, His chosen people. It still will apply to those people. That spirit still goes back to them. So that could possibly be you. That's what I'm saying. Because like they say, Ireland is like the ghetto of Europe or the blacks of Europe. Kind of say it like that. As well as we're scattered everywhere. So it's about the spirit tying in to this thing out here, if it accepts it. Because if you were not of our people, you wouldn't accept this thing. And there's a lot of our people that don't accept it too. So they're not going to get salvation on this side, but they'll be in the fold later. And then like, say if you are one of these people, we call them Jakes, or
short for Jacob.
Short for Jacob. If you are one of the Heavenly Father's chosen people, then you're going to come back and you're going to look like we're all, like an Israelite when it comes down to it. So even though you may look like a confusion of face now,
you don't understand what that is.
That's
we use certain terms. We got to kind of break them down.
That's why I'm going slow, but I'm going backwards, kind of slow. Confusion of face basically says your flesh looks a certain way, like a different nation, but your spirit still connects to the Heavenly Father's people, to the Israelites. So that could be you. It could not. But the Dark Ages in particular ruled Europe for 1,000 years, ruling. And if you rule, of course, you're gonna have all the women you want. And if I had a son with a white woman, and he had a son with a white woman, eventually they're gonna look, all my kids is gonna look, my great-great-grandkids gonna all look white. Or Chinese or wherever, land that or the women I'm taking on to. The DNA will look like it changed, but the spirit inside of them will still be connected to His chosen people. So if y'all got
Blake Griffin is basketball player?
No.
About Leonardo DiCaprio?
Yeah.
Okay, he would be an Israelite because he's Italian. Our people, during the Dark Ages ruled Italy and Sicily. So what does
there's a book of Romans in the Bible.
What does an army do when they take over a village or another country? they kill off the man and what they take the woman and procreate. So that seed going down the line, is not cut off. So, man has sex with another nation. So that seed, it turns out to be that other nation. But the seed still as an Israelite. So
that's like right now the Chinese are doing it in Africa.
yeah,
They're planting their Asian seed, so to speak, but their children and great grandchildren are going to begin to look like Africans. But their seed is still going to go back to Asians or Chinese or Moab, as the scriptures call them. You got that scripture?
It's James 1:1. James, a servant of Yahweh and of the Lord Yahweh Shai, to the 12 tribes.
That was the real name of the Heavenly Father and the Son, he just said, not God and Jesus Christ. His actual name is in Hebrew, so he just read that in Hebrew, so you understand that part. Yeah?
To the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting.
12 tribes, all 12 of these tribes were scattered abroad. That's funny that he said 12 tribes scattered abroad, because there's only 3 tribes that was in that land at the time, but we were all scattered everywhere. So it was written to fulfill the time now. The Bible's special like that.
But I'll say this: you had portion of the northern kingdom that still stayed back, so they were still mingled among with the southern kingdom within Asia Minor as well. Okay, majority of the northern kingdom, the other tribes, they came onto this side of the world, going back to the 8th century BC. But there was a portion of them that stayed back on that side of the world, and they were amongst Judah, Benjamin, and Levi.
Right.
So that's the reason why when James sent that letter, he included the 12 tribes of Israel.
Yep.
Because we were all scattered, even on that side of the world. And then ultimately, by the time we got to the end of the world, the scriptures tell you that we was going to be, scattered among all the nations, man, from one end of the earth even to the other.
And we will both be in captivity together, which in North, Central, South America, we're all captive together. You have something?
Yeah, real quick. This is Isaiah 61, verse 9. It says, "And their seed shall be known among the Gentiles, and their offspring among the people."
I always like to bring up Bruce Lee, right? Because like Jackie Chan, like what's the other guy? Jet Li. Those are great Asian stars, but what's the difference? You know Bruce Lee is good. What's the difference between Bruce Lee and those other guys? He has some extra rhythm, something different about him that they can't put their finger on. They all were great martial artists, but it was something special about him and his personality that was different. Well, because his people he goes back to one of us, and that's what all those 12 tribes have. There's something special about them. It don't have to be outward and flamboyant like Bruce Lee was, or like we're not all like that. But there is something special within us that connects, that a rhythm, an energy about us, and that's what we have to follow. And that was why he chose us, because we had that quality. You still reading?
Yeah. It says,
It's in
all
the
that
seed.
see them.
It's in the seed, and that's why that's why the other nations could recognize the difference of us between themselves, even within themselves. They can tell Bruce Lee, he's different. We need to make him a star because he looks like us. He's giving us the image, but something special about him, right? That's why his teacher wouldn't teach him directly. He had to go through somebody else outwardly. He had to go and then privately teach him, because he's not supposed to teach somebody that wasn't pure Chinese.
It says, "And all that see them shall acknowledge them, that they are the seed which the Lord hath blessed."
Yep, they're going to acknowledge that they're the seed that the Lord hath blessed with that special everything. All right, that was it. You guys.
I got an account of Moses, Numbers 12 and 1.
Yep.
And Miriam and Aaron spake against Moses because of the Ethiopian woman whom he had married, for he had married an Ethiopian woman.
So he married an Ethiopian woman. They were mad about it because he was mingling the seed, but they didn't understand the big point of it. Keep going, or you want
Yeah,
to
I had some, because Moses was from the tribe of Levi. That's the Haitians today. So he married a Cushite, which is, the biblical nationality for Ethiopian people. All right, so Miriam, Aaron, his brother and sister, was mad at him because he married outside of his nation. So he had seeds with babies with the Ethiopian woman. So going towards 4,000 years ago today, you know, that seed is probably still there, man. You know? So, you know,
It's Ethiopians that still think they're Ethiopians. There's a guy at the gas station, man. He ain't regular Ethiopian, man. He extra cool.
Probably Israelite.
There's something about it, you know.
That's in was that Isaiah 11 chapter, how you gonna have the diaspora of Judah. You're gonna have the outcasts of Judah that's gonna be recovered from parts of Africa, man.
Yeah.
You know, there's Jakes all scattered throughout Africa, man. Amongst those Ethiopians, you got the Falasha Jews. They call themselves Falashas. They're not really the real Jews. They were just converts. They converted to Judaism. They started claiming to be Jews. But those are actual Hamites. Those are Cushites, Ethiopians. But you have real Israelites, real Jews that are actually among them that go back to that seed line. You know? That have the appearance of an Ethiopian. You know. So yeah, man. But let me say this. Because you're probably wondering, like, why are you guys putting so much emphasis on your race or nationality? You know, isn't God with anybody that accepts Him and believe Him, this and that and the third? Which that's what the world, under the whole general world consensus of it, that's what they believe.
And the Catholicism.
But that's under a universal doctrine that was taught from a pagan, corrupted church that sent out deception all throughout the four corners of the earth. According to the Bible, this word was given to the nation of Israel. Somebody get Romans the 9th chapter. Yep. It's very essential that you pray and hope that you are an Israelite. And I'm talking about not just a spiritual Israelite. I'm talking about you're physically a part of the seed line of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Because to that seed line is the promise of salvation, the promise of the kingdom of heaven, the covenants, you know, the remission of sins. All that pertains to those people, and not the whole entire world, like the people in the world believe.
Now let me say this.
All right.
Well, I'm not going to go deep into it, but I just want to mention this. The people that's calling themselves the Jews now, they're not the real Jews. The Bible even says that they're not the real Jews. They're not the real Jews. They've taken on the customs of the Jews, saying that they are, so they can have the power seat of the land of Israel in the world, as well as they get all this tribute paid onto them. They get money. They can rule the world. And that's who they're doing. They're actually the Illuminati today. That's who they would be called, because they have the knowledge that they're not the real Jews, but they lied when they got into that land so that they can rule the world from there. But they're really Edomites, the real chief house of Satan. You know, chief house meaning.
We got the Amalekite sign.
Yeah, Amalekites. Thank you. The Amalekite sign. It'll paint the picture, but they call themselves Jews, and everybody says, okay, they're the real Jews, but they're not the real Jews. The Bible's been revealing that the so-called Negroes, West Indians and Haitians are the real Jews. See, it's these people that say that they're the Jews. These people say that they're Jews, but they're from Khazaria, and they migrated down. When you know the history, the internet, when they allowed the internet to come out and blow up to this level that it's at now, they basically bit themselves in the ass, because they documented what they did, and now we can see those documents through the history of what they actually did. They can't lie about it no more. People can see it plainly. Well, we know that they're not the real Jews, and that those people really are, through the spirit, but also because of the history that ties into it. We got what you have.
Yeah, go to Romans 9.
It's Romans 9, and we start at 3. It's Romans 9 and 3.
Start at the top.
This is Romans 9 at the top.
Oh, so like Romans. So Paul was writing to the Israelites that was living in Rome at that time.
Yep.
In Italy. And that's way before the Dark Ages. Yep. So imagine the
how many is over there.
Yeah, imagine. You know?
So like, just to back up what he's saying, when you look at the other names of the books, especially in the epistles, when he's writing those letters out there, Greece, Asia Minor, Italy, he's writing them all over that whole region. Like we saw show it. It don't show it on here like I want to see it, but all back down here, they were all scattered in that region. They were scattered everywhere. You got it.
It's Romans 9 and 1. I say the truth in Yahweh Shai, I lie not. My conscience also bearing me witness in the Holy Spirit that I have great heaviness and continual sorrow in my heart.
You familiar with Apostle Paul, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Apostle Paul, his epistle to the church in Rome. All right, go ahead.
For I could wish that myself were accursed from Yahushai for my brethren.
I wish I could take on the curse of dying on the cross and taking away the sins of my people just like the Lord did. Go ahead.
My kinsmen, according to the flesh.
My fleshly kinfolk, my family,
Blood.
my blood, according to the flesh. Go ahead.
Who are Israelites.
Who are Israelites. Go ahead.
To whom pertaineth the adoption.
So to them pertains the adoption, meaning when Israel fell away from the Most High, it was like they became like the other nations, and the Lord basically rejected them. Like, you know what? They were my people, but because they went astray and started worshiping these idols and following after the customs of these other nations, I'm not going to deal with them. But when He sent His Son, who the world calls Jesus Christ, to die on that cross, the Lord basically, when His blood was part of the covenant that the Lord needed to be in good graces with Israel again. That blood of when He died on the cross was basically like an atonement. It was an appeasement, because the Father was angry with Israel. That's why Israel was always going from captivity to captivity, whether they was from in Egypt to the Babylonian Empire. They was captive under the Babylonians, the Persians and the Medes, the Greeks, the Romans. Okay, and then even to this very day, these same people, those are these people that you see on this sign, man. Who the world, they call them minorities, they call them Negroes, they call them Hispanics, you know,
Natives. Hey,
natives.
That's why there's actual studies that show that those people on the sign can deal with the stress of living a hard life, because we've been doing it for so long. You know,
they say who else could have made the trip on those slave ships except the Southern Kingdom?
Yeah.
You know,
Physically.
time.
I want to say this to tie in what you were saying about the Heavenly Father said like this: I'm not going to deal with them no more, but if you deal with them, I'll deal with you, and then you deal with them. So now He's the mediator for the Heavenly Father dealing with us now, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. That's what He is now. So he deals with Him because He was perfect and without sin, and then He, being tempted as a man upon the earth, can deal with us, men and people upon the earth. So that's how it works. That's because He didn't want to deal with us because He was too holy to deal with our filth. So He allowed Him to deal with it, and instead, which connects us back to the Heavenly Father.
What they say in the same place where they say, you are not my people. There you shall be called.
Get it real quick. Hosea 1 and 10.
I got something like that. Ezekiel chapter 39, verse 23. And the heathen shall know that the house of Israel went into captivity for their iniquity, because they trespassed against me. Therefore hid I my face from them, and gave them into the hand of their enemies. So fell they all by the sword.
So that's the Lord telling you why the Lord basically put His people into captivity. It's because we rebelled and transgressed His law. We broke His covenant. So the Lord was angry with us, and that's why every time that happened, He would send us into captivity. And that's part of the curse. That was part of the agreement of the covenant. If you hearken unto these laws, statutes, commandments, you keep my word, then I will bless you continuously. You'll be the top ruling nation on the planet. But if you transgress, if you break my covenant, this is the agreement. If you break these statutes and commandments, all these curses will I put upon you. And that's the reason why we're in the ghetto, all right? On drugs, got to go to the government for the want of all things, getting oppressed, suffering police brutality, our enemies, proud over us.
Can't earn a living wage.
Yeah, your life hang in doubt.
Women roll over you.
All those are the curses, man. So go back to Romans 9. So this is the reason why we.
That in Hosea?
Yeah. So
Let me get that right. Yeah. Hosea 1 and 10. It says, I'm gonna read up to verse 9. It says, "Then said I, call His name, lo I me, for ye are not my people, and I will not be your God." Because, like you were saying, He was mad the fact that the people wouldn't keep the covenant, keep the agreement that they made back with Moses. said, yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured or numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there it shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living God.
And that's the adoption.
Yep.
Now you're my sons again. But through what? Through the blood of who the world calls Jesus Christ, Yahweh Shai. All right? So go back to Romans 9. So this is the reason why it's important that you must be an Israelite, because really this is all for the nation of Israel. Okay? This is all for the nation of Israel. All right?
It's back in Romans 9 and 4, who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption and the glory.
And the glory, go ahead.
And the covenants.
And the covenants. So you have the first covenant, and then you have the new covenant. The new covenant was with the nation of Israel. And what was that covenant? That he was gonna basically put the laws in our inward parts, and we were gonna keep his law perfectly.
And that they would come back. That all the nation that will have that seed of Israelites that we explained earlier would get to be Israelites again. Whether you know it or not. Like, let's say a Chinese man walks down the street, right? He might be an Israelite, he might not know it, he may hate this thing that we're talking about. But in the kingdom of heaven, if he's an Israelite in the spirit, like according to his father line, the Heavenly Father brings him in also. It doesn't matter. You still get the blessings of the Heavenly Father's chosen people. So that's part of the new covenant. It doesn't matter.
Well, get Hebrews. Just get Hebrews.
Okay,
let's get with the scriptures.
Right. This is start at 8 or 10.
Yeah, it's all.
Start at 8 or 10.
8.
It's Hebrews 8 and 8. For finding fault with them, he saith, behold, the days
Some
come.
of the faults was they didn't keep the covenants. They scattered. They went off, married other nations. They picked up the other customs of the other nations. They became like the heathens of the other nations. So that was kind of the fault. They couldn't keep the statute, laws, and commandments perfectly. You know?
The days come, says the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah.
With the second covenant now. Right?
Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers, in the day when I took them out, it's like in the day when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt, because they continued not in my covenant, and I regarded them not, saith the Lord. For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel. After those days, saith the Lord, I will put my laws into their mind and write them in their hearts, and I will be to them a power, and they shall be to me a people.
Now, even though this is a new covenant that he made with Israel, the only difference between the old and the new was that the old we basically were under the curse of the law.
Yeah.
Meaning we didn't get mercy. If you broke a certain commandment, you have to die on the spot for breaking that commandment. Well, with the new covenant, the Lord like, you know what? I'm a program you. I'm gonna put the laws in you so that you don't sin no more. Because under the old covenant,
we never
you can't keep the law perfect.
We never get the glory.
You know, that's why we was always going through it.
It was meant for us to get the glory. He gave us these so we could live the glorious way by the wisdom of the laws. But we couldn't keep them, so we could never get to that glory unless he wrote them in us. That's why he realized, let me just download this into you guys, and then you'll be perfect, and then you'll get to the part of the glory. But I can't just give it to you when y'all been bad.
Yeah.
You know, I gotta whoop y'all a little bit, and this is what we're going through.
Yeah, this is basically an upgrade of the old covenant. There's really no difference besides the Lord basically upgrading the covenant.
Right,
you know,
sacrifices.
He did away with the sacrifice because
we abused that.
Israel abused it. You know, the Lord got tired of the sacrifices because Jake was being, it was premeditated, it was being malicious about it. So the Lord basically had to change that up. So now, who the world calls Jesus Christ, Yahweh Shai, he's the sacrifice now. All right, go ahead.
Okay. It's 11, and they shall not teach every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, know the Lord, for all shall know me, from the least to the greatest. For I will be merciful to their unrighteousness, and their sins and their iniquities will I remember no more. And that he said, a new covenant he hath made the first old. Now that which decayeth and waxeth old is ready to vanish away.
So go back to Romans 9.
It's back in Romans 9 and 4. who are Israelites to pertain to the adoption and the glory and the covenants
Right.
and the giving of the law
And the giving of the law.
and the
So those were the Israelites that were under Mount Sinai that were given the law. So all of these things have to be identifiers to who the people are, not just one of them or two of them. They have to fit all this list of stuff that Paul is meeting.
and the service of Yahweh and the promises.
And the promises. So the promises were given Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So it has to still go to those said people.
Whose are the fathers, and of whom, as concerning the flesh, Yahweh Shai came, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, who is over all, Yahweh blessed forever. Amen.
So he only came for the nation of Israel. Paul just broke that down, man. And a lot of people like to make it seem like Apostle Paul was, he was contradicting himself, or, they'll try to. It's like they play selective hearing when it comes to what Apostle Paul was saying. They'll take one part of what Apostle Paul's saying and reject other parts.
Right.
You got to understand what Apostle Paul was saying, man. All right? So you'll read that and be like, okay, but let's go to another chapter or let's go to another epistle where he said this.
He said
well, you got to understand that
yeah.
all those epistles were to the same nation of people.
Yeah.
It was to the saints, man.
Come.
Okay, all he was addressing were Israelites. Okay, you had those that were Hellenized that didn't know that they were Israelites, and then you had those that were of the circumcision that were in the church.
So why did he go to Herod and try to break it down? That because there's no written part where he went to Herod particularly and told Herod, the Lord is now open unto you, because it wasn't. Because that like modern religion, I would say, would want you to believe everybody can make it if they believe. Well, how come they didn't go to the king? Because he's not an Israelite. They only went to those certain Israelites that could believe it. And then a lot of our people didn't hear it anyway. A lot of them, he didn't talk to everybody because he said it to everybody, but not everybody believed. So this is only for the believers that are of the chosen people. And that's why you were sitting there pacing, like you can see the wheels turning and you were thinking. And so that's what brother asked you if you had any questions, because it seemed like you were curious. And his spirit doesn't seem like an Edomite spirit off the top, So the curiosity is why we asked you a question, and then, that's how that went. But you said you had a statement or a question or something?
Yeah, I said, but in the trip I read about it Christian myself. I went to Mormon church, grew up Baptist. Like 5 of them, and I, like I said, we wouldn't have one master. Like I said, it's the Lord Jesus Christ. So, when
You can speak louder, man. We
loud.
men up here, man. You speak a little louder.
I can talk loud, but
yeah.
If you talk to the white congregation out here, and if you speak to Revelation, Jesus is bronze and Moses is bronze like us.
Yeah.
But if you speak the real truth, and it's real truth after. When I tell you go to Revelation, they will run away.
Yeah.
So already, you gotta have it in the heart.
Yeah.
If you ain't got it in the heart,
and then your heart is in your spirit
Exactly.
and in your flesh.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
You got it?
It's Psalms 147 and 19.
I bless y'all brothers.
He
You
showed
got a
this.
scripture if you want to hear it.
Psalms 147 and 19.
I've been through it.
He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel.
Yep.
He hath not dealt so with any nation.
So when you bring this truth out to other nations, they don't want to hear it
Exactly.
because it wasn't given to them. Plus, they don't want us to know it. That's why they were killing those
That's why
Negro
when.
slaves.
That's why
from
when.
reading this
That's
book.
why I'm not a slave. That's why when I told you to read.
When were you not a slave?
I wasn't born a slave.
Okay,
But
are you one now?
When I tell you, because they just cut my skin. But if you preach in Revelation and see what real Jesus is about, everybody will ignore it.
Let me ask you a question, because you lead me to ask you.
You always keep talking about Romans.
Okay, I want to ask you one question, sir. One question. Are you saved?
Yeah.
From what?
I say by the grace of God
Okay, from what did the grace of God save you?
and the Lord Jesus Christ.
What is the grace of God and the Lord Jesus Christ
I'm
save you
breathing,
from?
right?
Yeah, but what
I'm
did he
here.
save you from?
We breathing too.
But let me tell you like this, because there's an event coming. Somebody give me the certain
yeah.
comment.
Maybe you want to talk to
It's over there.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, anyway, the lady burning up down there. That's
Okay,
what's
yeah,
gonna happen.
I already know that. The war is happening. Yeah.
Yeah.
Your president
And
like
that's what the Lord is gonna
Jake
save
know
us from.
everything. He know where he
That's
knows
what he's gonna
everything.
save us from.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
all right.
That's the,
I got a precept. Jeremiah 8:20. The harvest is past, the summer is ended, and we are not saved.
Yeah. We aren't saved yet because it ain't happened yet.
Yeah.
So all these Christians that say they're saved, they haven't been saved from anything. They haven't been saved from sin because you can go in this casino right now, eat shrimp, pork, and whatever else you want to do. That would be sinning. You can go up in a hotel room and sleep with another man's woman, and that's sinning.
I'm from Chicago, so.
Okay. Well,
I'm
we
from
know they
Chicago.
sin over there.
You sin. You sin.
Yeah,
But
but
you gotta go the
it's
right
not
way.
all right.
But I came out good.
It's not over.
It's no good
I mean,
but
I'm
the
not
end
perfect.
result.
No, it's like you have a choice. Just like Los Angeles, you got a choice.
So I got a question. So in the times of famine, pestilence, and destruction, what you gonna do?
Calling your father,
Okay. What name are you gonna call him?
the Lord Jesus Christ.
All right. Okay.
I ain't gonna call him my gangbangers.
No.
Come on. Or KKK.
No, but
Come on,
I'm gonna tell you
be
something.
be
I'm gonna tell you-
realistic.
I'm gonna tell you something real.
I'm old school.
No, okay, but I'm gonna tell you something real. His name's not Jesus Christ.
I know.
That's a Greek name. It's not Jesus, which would have been the real name in Greek. His name is Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. That's how you say Jesus Christ in the ancient Hebrew.
Meaning he is the deliverer.
Yeah, Savior. That's what it means.
As long as you got Lord Jesus Christ in our heart,
Okay.
we
All
are
right.
good.
I got another script.
Yeah.
Matthew 24:13. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved.
Because the script says the righteous shall scarcely be saved. So what room is it for the ungodly? You know, the elect, the 144,000, as it's spoken of in Revelation 7, you know, going down to 12,000 from each of the 12 tribes. Those are the 144,000 men. And then you have the 1/3, the great multitude, written in Zechariah 13 and 8 and 9, you know? Those are the people that's going to be saved. The people that's saying they're saved now, those you don't know that. You don't know what if the Lord has you numbered unto death. We don't know. We're hoping to be of that the 144,000, that number, but we don't know the end result for us either. But we're doing the works as those men that were supposed to be doing in the last days, you know? So our hope is in being saved, but you're not saved. You can't be saved.
Yeah, it ain't
Con.
happened yet. Like you read over there. It ain't happened yet.
Yeah,
You gotta
nuclear
endure
destruction
to the
didn't
end.
happen then.
Nah.
That's the second death.
Con.
The first death was, the whole earth being flooded. Noah, the book of Noah.
I remember. Yeah.
I mean, not
yeah.
the book of Noah, the story of
With the
Noah.
father, with the father Abraham.
Say what?
With the father Abraham.
Father,
If you read in history, because I used to I have Bible study too. When I teach it, when I read it, I've been baptized before, but I mean I ain't sound perfect. I've been honest with you.
How do you be perfect?
I backslide because
How do you be perfect?
I'm not perfect. Okay, I've been saying since I was 9 years old.
Okay,
and
the Lord.
I backslide a little bit,
When
but
the Lord was on earth, he was perfect. So what did he do to...
we ain't perfect. So if we
No,
say we
No,
perfect,
he's just asking a question.
I'm saying, what did he do to be perfect? He didn't sin. So
Right.
what's sin? What's
people-
sin according to the Bible?
there's a lot of laws.
Yeah, exactly. So he followed
And
every
then
law. He was perfect.
And we can't even right now.
Right.
Me,
listen.
you.
But listen, it's
You
laws
cannot
you can
live.
follow in this place.
Yeah,
You
right.
You got a
can
law
follow
right here.
the dietary law. You can follow that.
You got that law there,
You can grow that
and
fear
you
in
got
the beast too.
you got a spiritual law, and you have
a lot of excuses.
a law. Exactly. If you break a law here, okay.
No.
I mean,
But
you
what I'm
got
saying-
spiritual law.
But the
But let me ask you a question. Where you work, do you have to shave where you work?
Yep.
You do? Okay, so
Yeah.
you can't keep that one. So
Right.
he'll understand that, but you still gotta ask for forgiveness of that one. But do you have that where you work or where you live, do you have to eat pork?
Nope.
Then you can keep that one. So the ones you can keep, you keep those. The ones you can't, you ask for forgiveness for.
Yeah, that shows your faith.
That shows your faith. But you gotta acknowledge which is which, though. You can't just be like, okay, I'll figure it out. No, you gotta really figure it out.
And
Yeah.
you know what? Another thing, you keep saying we're not perfect. We're
No,
not perfect.
we ain't.
Right.
Of course, we're not perfect. But you know
Me,
what? But do you know what?
you,
But do you know?
him.
But
One
what
person
did?
is
What,
Jesus Christ.
but what did? Who the world called Jesus Christ? What did he tell his disciples?
He tell the disciples to follow him.
Okay, but what else did he tell his
get baptized, be saved. If you believe
This is
in
Matthew
Him.
5.
And that's in Matthew's.
This is Matthew, the 5th chapter,
Last verse.
and the 48th verse. It says, "Be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect."
Right.
So you got to strive to be perfect.
Right.
Even though you're not going to be perfect, but you got to strive to
It's
be.
hard.
Okay?
Yeah.
So basically, you can't have too many excuses. Whatever your shortcomings is, you got to work on that. That's what the grace period is all
I have
about.
excuses, but
That's what
why I
grace,
ain't perfect.
the Lord is giving you grace
Yeah.
so you can get it right.
Yeah.
Okay? You can't use your grace as a cloak of maliciousness.
Yeah.
I have a wife. I can sit at home. Me and my wife can sit at home all day and work, come home, pay bills, whatever. And I don't have to go outside. I come outside just for air, enjoyment, whatever. And I don't have to sin. If really, technically, I don't want to. But when you come out, you're gonna.
Stay in the house and sin.
Yeah, TV.
You know the shirt you got on, you're probably sinning. Because you're not supposed to mingle fabric.
But my wife bought me research, so
We just
you tell her that.
You tell her that.
You tell her.
We told you. It's your job to tell her.
Yeah.
That's the scripture
She's a
says.
Christian woman.
Yeah,
She's
so
at home.
she'll listen. So
Yeah.
she'll listen.
She ain't out here
Okay.
with a
That's good. Good.
Ass
Very,
up her ass
very
and-
good.
Yeah.
But we're just saying this to you. We're only saying it not to come down on you like, hey, look at you, look at
No,
you. That's not our
no.
point. Our point is to spark inside your spirit to warn you. Hey, if you can do it, do it. Because the Heavenly Father requires it be done if you can do it. He knows what you can and can't keep when it comes to the laws. But you got to do. You need to know. How do we know through the book? You
That's
gotta
where
do
all
the
these
very
things together.
best.
You know what I'm saying?
Huh?
That's what we all need to
Get
together.
Isaiah
Hey,
58.
you know why we wear these?
Why?
Because it's in the law.
Yeah.
The prophets of Israel supposed to come out and teach their
Okay.
people in these.
We
Know
stick
that?
together. We got together, but the Arabs stick together. The Chinese stick together. They already got business right now.
No,
Us
but
people.
we're not Arabs, we're not Chinese, we're Israelites. We have to come out and teach our people in these garments with the border blue and the fringes represents the law, statutes, and commandments. All right? So the Christian church, they're not teaching in these. This is a commandment.
See how he can grow a beard and he's keeping it? Every pastor in the church should have one of those.
The Apostle Paul, he taught in this.
Yep.
The Lord taught in this.
Yep, that's why
With the
we
fringes
have it.
and the border
That's why
blue.
we have it with it right here. It's just a depiction, but that's why we put that inside the depiction. Because the scriptures have it as a depiction.
All right. Give me one of your cards. Maybe when I'm up one day.
you from Chicago?
I'll come. Yeah.
They got groups out there like us.
We gotta
I know.
change this.
I know.
We gotta get
Yeah.
I know. But
it's-
I live here.
Oh, you live here, huh?
I live
Oh,
here.
you live here now.
I live
Okay,
here. So,
okay.
We out here every Sunday.
I love Chicago. I love Chicago. I was 24 years old.
Okay, yeah. But we out here every week, and we're on
Yeah.
YouTube. And there's many groups all over the world that teach
And I just
exactly
moved from
this.
Seattle. I stayed in Jacksonville. So
Okay, there's in all them
so-
cities, all them cities. There's this place. We're here every week. All right.
Y'all want to do the opening?
Yeah.
45 minutes later.
We're going to open up. All right, we're going to give all praise, glory, and honor to
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Hashem, Yahushai, Hashem, Harakakadash.
All right, that's all praises to the Most High. In the name of His only begotten Son, in whom we worship and praise. We're going to give a double honor to the elder apostles, a great millstone that taught us this truth. All right, and blessings and salutations, much love to all the occupants throughout the four corners of the earth that's out there laboring, all right, giving their life, you know, as a living sacrifice to push this word out, you know, to help seal up the elect, man. And that's basically, that's all we're about. That's all we're out here to do, man.
Okay.
Is to help seal up the hopeful elect and tell them the truth, all right, and not lead them astray like you got clowns in Israel that's doing currently, man. All right, we're to come out here and teach the sheep, and we're supposed to give them the truth, man. Okay? But you got a lot of niggas that's of the circumcision whose mouths must be stopped, man. Somebody get that in Titus.
Can you hit this real quick, reset? Get that in Titus.
Yeah, get
It's
that.
Isaiah
get
58 and 1.
Titus.
Cry aloud, spare not.
I was gonna have him read this when the guy was still here about what we were out here to do when the brother was sitting and explaining to him why we're out here. Well, this is what the guys he's talking about whose mouths must be stopped. They're supposed to be doing this also, but instead of finding a way to change the doctrine up and push something else out, Go ahead, bro.
Cry aloud, spare not. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgressions, and the house of Jacob their sins.
Yep, that's what we're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Not
Excuse me,
supposed
guys. I have a question about this thing here.
sign or this one?
That thing he's wearing with the different stones.
Yeah, yeah.
Wasn't that used by the people of ancient Israel? Or
Yeah.
how exactly was that made, and what was it for?
That's an ephod.
That's an ephod that the priest will wear. It was like a breastplate with all the stones on it, and each stone symbolized or represented each tribe of the nation of Israel. There were 12 stones on the breastplate.
So there was only 12 of them.
It was only 12, yeah.
And would God sort of speak through that?
It's funny, you kind of said like the Urim and the Thummim, that's what he's,
Yeah.
how it ties in. Yeah, it will be sent, spiritual messages that will be sent with that in the Urim and the Thummim, that the priest could interpret spiritually and get the judgment from the Heavenly Father.
And in your opinion, has any part of the Urim and Thummim ever made it to
Modern, the internet, the computer, it's a similar thing.
but not like the Book of Mormon?
Oh no, not the Book of Mormon. I don't know in particular anything, but I know it's not the Book of Mormon. I'm gonna tell you that. That's just a book of lies to make them feel like they're in some type of power.
Is that your question?
Yeah, that was it.
Okay. So we're done with that. We're done with Titus, right? You had it?
Titus 1 and 11, verse 10. For there are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers, specifically of the circumcision.
That's those that know that they Israel, man.
Especially they of the circumcision, whose mouths must be stopped.
Whose mouths must be stopped, meaning they need to be the hell quiet, man. Because you got men out there that's out there teaching like they got the truth. But meanwhile, for the last 6-7 years, they don't know what foundation they stood upon. They don't know what the hell they believe. Because these same men, you know, the fact that you have to change and revise everything that you learned and stood upon and taught, only to come out in 2018 and say, this doesn't mean that no more, this doesn't mean that no more, but then you always follow it up with, I don't know, but this ain't it. Your mouth must be stopped, man. You're not qualified to continue to go out there and deceive Israel. Okay? You didn't have faith. Okay, because what it appears to me, and if you watch it, y'all know who I'm talking about, man. You clowns. If you really gonna be out there trying to teach our people while making all these revisions, it's as if you're really improvising as you go along. So you're not really sure on the true established doctrine of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai.
Nasty Nas is the new Nate.
You know?
The new wingmaster.
Right. How are we supposed to take you serious and you saying that you have the truth, but yet for the last 6-7 years, you've been changing up everything that you was teaching up until this point?
Yep.
Why should we believe you? Why should all Israel leave off from their faith and start following a group of niggas who they don't know?
Yeah.
They believe they got the truth, but they still don't know about certain things. We believe that the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are Israelites, but the 12 tribe sign is wrong.
Right. Hey, all that matters, I'm a nutseller, bro. All that matters is that you own the sign.
Seriously.
You own the sign is for you. It don't matter where you fit on the sign, as long as you identify in spirit with the people on the sign. And most importantly, you identify with the spirit of this book. Because I'll just kind of roughly paraphrase it. But when you said about the sheep and the goats, or the tares and the wheats, what is he saying? Especially the tares and the wheats. He said, let everybody go, and then I'm gonna sort them out at the end. You just gather them. I'm gonna sort them out. One gonna be gathered to fire and destruction. One gonna be gathered into my barn into safety. Basically, roughly paraphrasing. But what are you doing? You saying nah, this ain't we're not sure if you even on there. Once you bring the seed of doubt anywhere into this thing, now the doctrine, as we've been watching for the past 6, 7 years now, all of a sudden now you got to make revisions everywhere. There's, okay, well, because this ain't true now we got to change it this. Now because this ain't true now we got to change it this. When here at Great Millstone, we got 100% doctrine that all lines up 100% all the way around.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And you ain't about to uproot that.
And we have full assurance of what we teach, man. Y'all didn't have the full assurance.
Right.
The scriptures command you
that
that you're supposed to have the full assurance, man. The fact that you got to go in and change the doctrine up, that shows that your foundation was never solid, man. Okay. So finish that, bro.
I wanted to read a verse up before we started. I think it's like 9.
Verse 10.
Read verse 9, Mama.
Verse 9. Titus 1 and 9. Holding fast the faithful word as has holding fast the faithful word as he has been taught.
The apostles taught us the faithful word. Why is that not good enough all of a sudden? Now that you done fell out of Great Millstone, so to speak, now you don't. Now the doctrine, you ain't holding fast to what you believe. That's why this chapter is stamped on the back of your spirit, man. Right on the back, and now you showing your ass out there because you wrong.
Yeah, I mean, with the fact that you had to basically delete all your videos, basically what was in you was that you believed that for all that time, a lot of the shit that you was teaching wasn't really the truth.
Yeah.
So you got to cover your tracks, and now all of a sudden you feel like, oh, we should start all over again, and let's just start revising the truth now. And you niggas are improvising as you go along.
Yeah.
You're not teaching the truth, you're just improvising what you believe is the truth.
Right.
Okay? That's what you're doing, man. So that's the reason why I had the brother pull this, man. You're of the circumcision whose mouths must be stopped, man.
Yeah.
You don't even know that you're basically scattering Israel. Through this stick, through this sign, Israel has been gathered, man. We were all brought together. The Lord closed up the breach. The northern kingdom and the southern kingdom, they're both together now. And here it is, you niggas want to sow that discord, that confusion. And now, sowing that seed of doubt, now you're going to have certain guys thinking like, damn, am I even on this sign then? What about the confusion in the faces?
Yeah.
Imagine what that places in their mind.
Thank you. Thank you. That's the main thing.
Okay? The scriptures tell you.
I ain't sure about who should be on there. So where do I fit? I can't be on there if you're not sure where everybody else that you know where these people are at.
Yeah, man, because this is just a general ID.
Right.
We're not telling you literally verbatim all Levites are going to be in Haiti. Right. No, man, there's Levites in Africa.
Yeah.
There's Levites in America. We are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth.
There's confusion to face Levites.
Con. There's Benjamin in England.
Yeah.
Con, yeah.
Ireland.
Yeah.
Okay? So we acknowledge that the tribes are scattered. But we use this as a general identification according to the prophecies in Genesis, the 49th chapter, man.
This is a teaching tool, but it's a vital teaching tool to identify a particular nation, the nation of Israel, where their majority of them are scattered throughout. Just so you can have a spirit or a type of person to identify with. Because we understand it's deeper than that, but the average Joe Blow walking by, they don't understand that. 2/3 don't understand it without seeing something, without saying, hey, it's you. If we didn't say to a so-called black man, you're a Judite, if we didn't tell him that,